So we are continuing,
Yes,
and the Queen is still speaking.
speaking, yeah.
Right.
Our emotions are but high and dying notes of his wild music, changed compellingly by the passionate movements of a seeking heart in the inconstant links of hour with hour. To call down heaven's distinct answering song, to cry an unceased bliss is all we dare.
You cry
One
to an
cry
unceased.
to. To cry to an unceased bliss is all we dare. Once ceased, we lose the heavenly music's sense. Too near, the rhythmic cry has fled or failed. All sweetness are baffling symbols here.
Okay, some problems. Sweetness
Right.
is all
Sweetness is,
sweetness,
okay.
plural.
I'm reading mistakes. Okay. More
Yes.
concentration. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a little more concentration.
Yeah.
So she's talking about our emotions,
Yeah.
uh, our high and dying notes of the divine's wild music
Yeah.
that changed compellingly by the movements of a passionate seeking heart in these links that are not constant at all of
Mm.
hour. And so she says to call down heaven's answering song, to cry to some bliss that we can't get is all we can dare. And once we've seized it, then this is very interesting. We lose the heavenly music sense
Mm.
because the rhythmic cry has become too near to us,
Mm.
and it has fled or it has failed.
Yeah.
And she says, all sweetnesses are baffling symbols here.
Mm.
Oh, she has much more to say
Yeah.
beyond.
Love dies before the lover in our breast. Our joys are perfumes in a brittle vase. Oh, then, what wreck is this upon time's sea to spread life's sails to the hurricane desire and call for pilot the unseeing heart?
So now she's breaking it down. She says that I mean she's appealing to her daughter very intellectually,
Yeah,
very sensitively also.
yeah,
And she said that love dies even before the lover in our breast.
yeah,
So love is very um, evanescent, very passing,
mm,
quickly passing. And
yeah,
even our joys are perfumes, but they're in a brittle vase.
yeah,
Then she says, what wreck is this upon time's seed to spread life's sails to the hurricane desire? So now she's saying that her daughter is desiring
mm,
Satyavan. And
yeah,
and and then the heart wants to be the pilot. The heart can't be the pilot, she says.
yeah,
Well, pilot, the heart and seeing heart. Because
yeah.
the heart always makes mistakes.
Mm.
Okay.
O child, wilt thou proclaim, wilt thou then follow against the law that is the eternal will, the autarky of the rash Titan's mood, to whom his own fierce will is the one law in a world where truth is not, nor light, nor God.
Question mark, huh?
Mm.
Question mark. She's very negative now.
Yeah.
She's speaking of the law that is the eternal will, and you're going to go against it.
What's autarky?
Autarky, the
Autarky.
rule of the Titan's mood. Autarky is a kind of rule,
Rule. Okay.
but it's a rule by
Mm.
one person.
Okay.
Uh, so to whom his own fierce will is the one law. So then he says it. You see that the Titan's mood, who would rule, and his own fierce will is the one law.
Hmm.
And but his one law is in a world where truth is not,
Huh.
and light is not, even God is not. So
Huh.
she's referring to the Titan here,
Huh.
the ruler, the rash Titan's mood that rules against the law, that
Hmm.
is eternal will. And now she carries on page 434.
Yeah. Only the gods can speak what now thou speakest.
No,
Speaks,
speakst.
speakst.
No
Only the
E.
gods, only the gods can speak what now thou speakst. Thou who art human, not think not like a god. For man, below the god, above the brute, is given the calm reason as his guide. He is not driven by an unthinking will, as are the actions of the bird and beast. He is not moved by stark necessity, like the senseless motion of inconscient things.
So what she's saying here is that man,
Yeah.
man is not driven by a will that doesn't think,
Hmm.
because this is the way the birds and the beasts do. I mean,
Yeah.
they're instinctual. They're going for their food and their homes and their nests and things, and man is not moved by stark necessity, like the senseless motion of inconscient things. Inconscient things. Well, what could you say? Below the beast, there are inconscient things such as the plants.
Hmm.
Uh, Mostly the plants, I would say. It could be she could be talking about the rivers and the waves and the, you know, all kinds of um, disasters of the earth.
Hmm.
So she says the giants. Oh, yeah, that's right. So that's where we ended. So he's not moved by this stark necessity.
Hmm.
Okay, now she
The
can
giants and the titans' furious march climbs to usurp the kingdom of the gods.
usurp. Usurp.
Usurp, usurp.
Usurp means to take over.
Okay. The giants and the titans' furious march climbs to usurp the kingdom of the gods, or skirts the demon magnitudes of hell. In the unreflecting passion of their hearts, they dash their lives against the eternal law, and fall and break by their own violent mass. The middle path is made for thinking man.
So she's quite clear about this. She says that these the giants and the titans,
Mm,
they want to take over the kingdom of the gods,
mm,
and they will even skirt the greatnesses of hell, because in the unreflecting passion of their hearts, they dash their lives against the eternal law.
mm,
They fall and break by their own violent mass. Sri Aurobindo has so much to tell us about the Titan, and
mm,
to stay away from this aspect of the Titan, which is to take heaven by storm.
mm,
He says that is not the way. He says, and then he says here that they dash their lives against the eternal law because they can't get there like that, not by
mm,
violence. They can't do anything by violence.
mm,
So then she says the middle path is made for thinking man. And she
mm.
goes on to talk about the middle path.
To choose his steps by reason's vigilant light, to choose his path among the many paths, is given him for each his difficult goal, hewn out of infinite possibility.
Yeah, that man does have um, many possibilities, and
Hmm.
he can choose those possibilities by reason.
Hmm.
Sri Aurobindo speaks a lot about reason, and reason is very limited.
Hmm.
He says here that region has a vigilant light, of always careful, watching. And so man can choose his path amongst the many paths that are given us. For each of us, we have a different path, even though we may
Hmm.
have the same goal. For each his difficult goal, hewn, hewn, cut, cut out of infinite possibility.
Ah, cut. Okay.
Yeah, when we hew trees, when we cut them down, they're hewn.
Yeah. Leave not thy goal to follow a beautiful face. Only when thou hast climbed above thy mind and livest in the calm vastness of the One, can love be eternal in the eternal bliss, and love divine replace the human tie.
So now she's
Now
telling her
she's getting philosophical.
very strong, huh?
Yeah,
Don't don't leave your goal to
yeah.
follow a beautiful face. What a
Hmm.
love. Huh?
Hmm.
And she says only when you've climbed above the mind and you live in the vastness of the One, then love
Hmm.
can be eternal in the eternal bliss. And love
Hmm.
divine even replace the human tie. And then
Hmm.
she speaks about a law.
Yeah. There is a shrouded law and
Aus-
austere,
Austere, yes.
austere. There is a shrouded law and austere force. It bids thee strengthen thy undying spirit. It offers its severe benignancies of work and thought and measured grave delight as steps to climb to God's far secret heights.
Yeah, so she said there are ways that you can climb to God's secret heights. There is a law, there is a force. It's a little formidable, but it's okay. It
Hmm.
bids strengthen your undying spirit, and it
Hmm.
offers severe benignancies of kindnesses of work and thought and measured grave delight as steps to climb to God's far secret heights. So
Hmm.
so this law and this force wants you to strengthen your spirit, which is undying. She accepts that, and it
Hmm.
offers these kindnesses of work and thought and serious delight, grave delight, as steps to climb to God's far secret heights.
Hmm.
Then,
Then, then is our life a tranquil pilgrimage, each year a mile upon the heavenly way. Each dawn opens into a larger light. Thy acts are thy helpers, all events are signs. Waking and sleep are opportunities given to thee by an immortal power.
yes, obviously, that if you follow this way, which is a tranquil, calm pilgrimage, and you go each year a mile upon the heavenly way, then
Hmm.
obviously each dawn opens into a larger light.
Hmm.
Y- Your acts are your helpers, and all these events are signs, and even waking and sleep are opportunities given to thee by an immortal power. And then we're going to read a few more lines to the end of her quote.
So canst thou raise thy pure unvanished spirit
No,
till
unvanquished.
unvanquished.
Yeah,
So
unvanquished means unconquered,
unconquered, okay.
unconquered spirit.
So thou canst Though so canst thou raise thy pure
Un,
unvanquished spirit.
yeah, I mean, you got to get the V now. Unvanquished.
Unvanquished spirit.
Good.
So canst thou raise thy pure unvanquished spirit, till spread to heaven in a wide vesper calm, indifferent and gentle as the sky, it greatens slowly into timeless peace.
So she's telling her now, you can raise your unconquered spirit
Hmm.
and eventually let it greaten slowly into timeless peace.
Hmm.
Well, here she's very philosophical. Huh?
Yeah.
She's not as emotional
Yeah.
as
So
as she
so
was.
towards the end she's breaking is she like breaking into more of like a spiritual goal than like, I mean earlier she was being very negative, but
What
towards the
what she's doing here is she's trying to convince her daughter in different ways against
ah,
Sachivan.
okay.
Yeah, and that's so she's using different ways to convince Savitri to find someone else.
Hmm.
And so
Okay.
this section that we've read, um, she says, "Don't think like a god because you're human,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and and you're not driven by some will that doesn't think like the animals,
Yeah.
the birds, and you are you have a mind, and that mind is important. But don't be like the giants and the titans and try
Hmm.
to grab and pull heaven down.
Hmm.
Mother and Sri Aurobindo say pulling down is never good.
Hmm.
Trying to pull down the divine into us is never good. Aspire, yes, and then it will come down. Sri Aurobindo's symbol,
Yeah.
aspiration calling from below, and
Yeah.
the divine grace answering from above.
Yeah.
And that's the first line in the mother.
Hmm.
There are two powers that alone can affect the great and difficult thing, which is the aim of our endeavor.
Hmm.
Unfailing aspiration that calls from below,
Hmm.
and supreme grace from above that answers.
Hmm.
That's the sentence of the mother. How perfect. And that's what she's saying here, basically. Don't take the road of the Titan or the giant. Don't leave your goal to follow Satyavan, this beautiful face.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
only when you've gotten above the mind, then
Yeah.
love can be eternal. And you can live in that vastness of the one. And love divine love will then replace the human tie. So then she says, these are the steps you can take to
Hmm.
arrive at the heavenly way when each dawn will
Yeah.
open into a greater light. And then she says,
Hmm.
eventually you will have this timeless peace. And
Hmm.
I think we should probably stop here because we've read a lot.
Stop. Yeah, I was also thinking.
Ju-
Yeah, I was also.
Couple of comments I have to make.
Yeah.
One is that this was one of your best readings.
Okay.
And why was it? Because you slowed down.
Okay.
And I have just found now that this is going to be the secret of your going deeper into Savitri. Because when you sort of, because your vital and your mind are very, very strong and very active,
Hmm.
tend to scan the line and go over it quickly and miss a word. Um, and you'll miss a word, even a small word like the word to,
Hmm. Yeah.
When you slow down it seems to me, and I
Mm,
think I'm right, that your consciousness goes a little deeper into the lines.
mm,
You're able to express them better.
mm.
And today the expression was very good, Prema. Very
Okay.
good. I got the feeling of and we did more than 1.5 pages.
Yeah, yeah, we did quite a lot. Yeah,
So good work, and remember to slow.
slow down.
Good.
Okay, I'll
Oh,
take it as an advice for my life as well.
okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Narad.